Oh, hi everybody. Welcome to my drive-by how-to on 11 Paths to Self-Healing. In the last video, why I created 11 Paths to Self-Healing, we talked about a couple of the key principles behind this. Um, Disease and illness and injury as phases we're going through, as a different way to look at healing. But today we're going to look at some very practical things. Now I can't really, of course, get into the whole presentations and lengthy explanations and exercises we do in 11 Paths to Self-Healing. But here are 4 things you can use right away. The first is about energy work. That's what people usually think of. The first thing I want to say, though, about energy work is we use this term like it's one thing. It's an entire category of things. It's like saying I work with the electromagnetic spectrum, without specifying radio, TV, light, sound, X-rays, gamma rays, infrared. A whole bunch of professions fit into that. And the same is true of energy work. There's a whole range of frequencies and ways that people use energy work and ways that we access. We'll talk about several. Here's a very simple one I learned many, many years ago. Just take your hands, just imagine you're holding a really huge ball and circle your hands. So like one hand is going to go this way, the other hand goes in the other direction. Okay, it's like this. And then, it's easiest usually to start really big and then gradually make the ball smaller. Okay, you see how my hands are in circles in opposite directions. And I don't know if you can tell really, but right now I can tell feeling there'll be a switch from you moving your hands to the energy moving your hands. Isn't that what you want? You just sit here, and I'm just sitting here right now, and my hands are being moved by the energy. Now at that point, I can take this energy ball and apply it to whatever healing application I want to on myself or others. So let's say, for example, my knee needs attention. So I pull up my knee, and I can just direct the energy ball there. Superimpose it upon my knee. If it were not a thing where I could get on either side, of course I could do it from one side. And then picture this energy ball. We're going to add color to this. So picture it as a vibrant green, okay? A spring, a healing, a growing color. And as you let that green healing sink in, let it expand, let it sink in, let it change gradually to a lighter green, to a brilliant white, okay? And just raising the vibration of that energy, of that area. And then you can let go of the ball as it does that, okay? Some people like to break the energy. If that works for you, that's fine. And then just let the energy sink in. Let it take time, right? You wouldn't expect to take an aspirin and feel better instantly, right? So give energy work time as well, okay? Let it sink in, let it circulate, let it do its work. That's one very effective way. Here's some ways that are even easier. Healing generally has a deal of releasing about it. And so one of the things that we can do is simply aid that release. So I could, again, take my knee, and this time I'm just going to picture that energy where it's hurt or where it's aching or whatever is the problem, and I'm just going to see that aching energy radiating out into space. Okay, I'm just going to imagine it just radiating out into space, and as it does, it gets weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. Now, keep at it. You'll say, oh, it's not working. Just keep at it. Just let it keep radiating. And there will come minutes later time when your attention is wandered and you go back and go, oh my God, my knee doesn't hurt anymore. Okay, I actually use this when I'm hiking in the mountains. We'll talk about that in 11 Paths to Self-Healing when we get into wilderness healing more. But I can actually heal sore muscles as I'm hiking. You can do the same thing, as well as how to use chi energy when you're walking. Okay, so that's another way. Another way is to remember your perfect healthy self. I think we're all familiar with the concept of if you've had some injury in the past and the weather's bad or you're not feeling great, and suddenly, even though you haven't re-injured them, those old injuries will ache again because the body remembers all those insults, all those injuries, all those problems. But the body also remembers all the healthy parts. So what you want to do is you picture back a time to when your knee or whatever you're working with was perfectly healthy. I picture myself at 20 running down the hill from college with my friend full speed, and I was the runner amongst us, so nobody's going to catch me. Imagine my knees like that, and just keep that image of extremely healthy knee, and understand that you're touching that aspect, and you will bring that into your present circumstance. Now, many times healing simply takes time. So if you're having trouble with healing, just sink through and accept. Well, there's a lot more to this that we'll talk about in 11 Paths to Self-Healing. But if you can just imagine that all the troubles like at the top of the ocean, you're going to sink down below the depths. And just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And here, this is going to sound kind of funny. You're not looking for healing, but you're looking for a depth where the injury, the illness, the pain doesn't matter. Okay? And you just keep sinking and sinking until it's lessened, and then you get to a depth where things are still, and it just doesn't matter. Things tend to happen for a reason. When we get into that heart, it tends to make symptoms go away as well. So there you go, a couple easy ones. Obviously, we'll get into much greater depth in 11 Paths to Self-Healing. But in the meantime, you can use those right away. Happy healing. Grab hold. Have fun.